Good morning, everyone. Lendon Wilson here. I am the creator, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. I'm the creator of The Difference, also the producer of several other shows that we have created here on The Difference. And just real quick, what is The Difference? Well, The Difference is a platform that we have created over the past 12, 13 months that really focuses on the small business owner, the entrepreneur, the real estate industry, because there's a lot of independent contractors and people that are really committed to growing their business sometimes within other businesses. And so this is an opportunity for us all to find our audience and find our voice and for the viewers to support those small businesses. Today's show is Real Producers with Jordan Espeseth, and I'm gonna just talk about him a little bit. I know he's getting all set up to go live here or do a watch party on social media. If you guys have any comments or if you want to anything that we say that may resonate with you, let us know. We really appreciate all that feedback, and it does help us with our social media platform as well. Really excited about the partnership that I have with North DFW Real Producers and Jordan. We both have pretty much the same objective in what we're trying to accomplish. And so I'm going to bring Jordan in now. We've got some great things to talk about today. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Landon?
I gave you enough time today, didn't I? See, I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Man, that was perfect, man. I love that. I got the watch party set up. I wrote it all. I tagged it all. We're set, man.
That's awesome. So now, and I had to say this the other day. Somebody goes, just a little bit of advice, but don't look down so often when you're on camera. I said, well, unfortunately, I'm producing the show. I'm running social media live events. So I've got 15 things going on here, and I got to keep my mind on the conversation and know when to ask questions, change screens. So it's kind of like juggling a little bit, but man, it's good to have you. Tell everybody, I know most people that are watching are going to know who you are, but if there's any first time viewers, listeners, or anything like that, talk a little bit about who you are and about North DFW Real Producers.
Yes, sirree. So yeah, I'm excited about our show today too. Just to kind of, usually we have guests on, which I love doing that, but just for you and I to kick it and chat about a few different things, it's gonna be fun. So a little bit of a different show today, but yeah, Jordan Espeseth, I'm the owner of North DFW Real Producers, and Real Producers, very quickly, it's a national franchise, started in Indianapolis in 2015. We're in over 100 markets now, and essentially what we do in each market is we build a community around the best producing real estate agents and best businesses in the market, to mastermind, to connect, to get to know each other, to build relationships. And we do that through our physical monthly and digital publication, which I got some covers behind me, some of my favorite people. So that goes out every single month directly to the top 500 producing real estate agents based off their MLS data or production for the year. And so if they're a top 500 agent, man, they get our publication each and every month. It is their badge of honor for being in that top 1-2% of real estate agent in the market. And those agents have the opportunity to be nominated and selected to be featured within the publication. And there's no cost to the agent. It's just a testament to them and the business that they've built. And so really unique approach there with that. And then all of our business partners, all the lenders, titles, roofers, inspectors, all those companies that we have that partner with us, have all been recommended to us by the best producing agents in the market. We just don't go out and reach out to anybody. So we have best producing agents, best businesses, all in the market, connecting, collaborating. So we have a monthly publication. We have the events that we throw on a regular basis, which we're going to talk about today because we got one coming up in a week. We're continually evolving and building different things into our platform, but the design is how can we build more relationships and add more value to those top agents, to those businesses, and facilitate those connections.
Awesome. love hearing that, because that's as I talked about before we started the show. That's you and I have the same objective. We have the same purpose. We're going to the same destination. We're just taking a couple of different vehicles, and the fact that you and I got connected. I can't remember who introduced me to you. Was it Dane, or who introduced me?
Dane, yeah.
Oh, Brian, it's Brian Podusco, wasn't it?
Brian, yep, it was Brian.
Yep. And so Brian also has a show on The Difference, and he's doing really good with that show. Really excited. His is coming up today at 1, and he's got a couple of really good guests on there. But Jordan, let's talk about how important it is. Just real quick, and I want to get to the event, but it's so important for these independent contractors, real estate agents, small business owners. It's really important for them to have and be connected within their industry, because the more people, I've said this before, businesses don't struggle or fail because of a bad product or service nearly as much as they struggle or fail because not enough people knew what they did.
Yeah.
And you are providing this magnifying glass and this megaphone for people to get visibility, brand awareness, and for people to hear their voice. And in addition to that, to make the connections they need to make to hit another level. And I really enjoyed that. And I want to, obviously you and I have some plans for 2021 on how we're going to use the difference in what you're doing to even help make deeper and broader connections for everybody. But you got something coming. Go ahead.
I was going to say, with the piggyback off what you're saying with our advertising partner side, a lot of our partners, they have plans and they have methods designed to reach and get in front of real estate agents, and most of them can do that pretty successfully. A big challenge for a lot of businesses is identifying who those top producing real estate agents are, and then continually getting their brand in front of them and building long-term relationships with those agents, right? And so that's really why Real Producers was created. And so how do you stay relevant, right? We talk about like Starbucks, for example. Everyone knows what Starbucks is, but they still market. They still put, you still see them everywhere. They're marketing themselves, and the reason is because they want to stay top of mind. They don't want people to ever forget about who they are. It's not because they want you to become aware of Starbucks. It's like they don't want you to forget about Starbucks, right? And so that's that component is interlaid within Real Producers, as well as making sure that these top producing agents are constantly seeing and remembering and that top of mind awareness with our business partners.
Absolutely. I wish I could find it, but I used to have a little plaque that sat on my desk, and the quote was, "When growth stops, decay begins." Mm-hmm. And if we are not constantly, whether it's our health, regardless of what it is, if we stop growing mentally, emotionally, physically, professionally, decay begins. And then we got that guy over our shoulder that's looking to pass us by because he is focused on the growth. So you talked about relationships, and one of the things that I have found over doing business development for over 20 years is that we all have a good understanding of how to meet people, but sometimes we don't have an understanding of how to really take that deeper into the next level. And I think that's sometimes what we're missing out. So having said that, that's my segue into what I want to talk now, and I want you to promote. You've got a big event coming up. COVID has had us locked down, shut out, going crazy, feeling isolated. And you have an event coming up, but these, and that's going to be amazing. I want you to talk all about it, but I also want you to remind people or let people know just how important that is to get that closer connection with not just being there face to face, but just your events, the enthusiasm and excitement, and how that really can help people go in and find new people to partner with to hit that next level in their business.
100%. And I want to get into that second. I don't know if my watch party's working, Lendon. I posted that, but I'm not seeing it pop up on my end, so I'm not sure if I did something wrong. But I saw it on mine,
so I think you do have it going.
Okay, it was acting a little differently. So, technology, love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so yes, the event, and with our events too, they're exclusive for our top 500 agents. The agents that are on their team are welcome to join them, and then exclusively our advertising partners, right, our business partners, they get access to those events. And so what's cool about the Real Producers community is that everybody is operating at a high level, right? They're all in their industry, in their lane. They are the best. They're working with the best, and they have goals of providing better service and growing, and they're all in that. Like you said, they're either I believe what you said, right? I think we're either growing or we're dying, right? The only constant is change, right? And so if you can't stay still, you're going one way or the other. And so these people that are part of our community, they're trying everything that they can to grow, and they're able to do that very successfully. And so personally, and I think most people agree, like that's the group of people we want to be a part of. That's the people we want to be continually associating with. And with Real Producers, it's been since March, I think, since we've had our last event. And we did some virtual stuff. We had a couple of virtual events in the meantime, which again with COVID, it is what we had to do, right? And there's some great elements of that, and there's some conveniences and some things you can even do better to facilitate relationships through an online platform. But I think people are desperate for human connection and face to face, and there's I think this event's going to be really revitalizing for a lot of people because we've been deprived of that connection face to face for so long. And so, like I said in my promo video, knock the dust off that name tag, man, because it's been a while. People are hungry for an in-person event, and to be able to be in that room again for myself, I mean, it's a blessing for myself and for the agents to connect with other like-minded agents to. We find all the time that agents maybe know of these other top producers and in fact do deals all the time together, but don't really know them, have never really met them other than maybe a phone call. And so they say, I hear all the time at our events, man, it's so great to be able to connect with these agents at a deeper level, and those connections with those agents, if you have a strong relationship with those agents, man, it makes your business better. The transactions go smoother. You grow because they're growing, right? You're with the right people. And obviously our business partners, take that opportunity to, be able to not only connect, there's so much value just within the partners alone, right? But also to connect with, new top agents that they haven't, met before. Or to continue staying in front of those agents that they are working with and continually be in front of them and continually engaging with them. And so, man, I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I'm ready for another in-person Real Producers event.
Well, this will be my first in person. I think you and I started doing what we're doing, partnering back in May, I believe. So,
Yeah.
we're looking about 5 months together, and you have a show a week. You have some incredible guests. I say that all the time, and that's not hyperbole. They're quality people. They are focused and determined. They have the entrepreneurial mindset. Here's what's going to be cool for me, right? So I've met all these people online. I know their faces. I know their stories. Now I get to see them for real. So it's going to be like I already know them, right? Yeah, I'm going to walk into this event, and this is what I love about what we're doing on the difference and why I do it. And I'm going to share a story with you in a second. But I'm excited to walk into this event and meet the Wayne Salmons and the different people that you've had, the high energy, just the people and knowing that I know their background, their story. It's going to be like we've been buddies for years, but now I get to meet them for the first time. And that leads me to a story that I've shared with so many people. And one reason why I understand how important digital branding really is. I was in credit repair for 18 years. I've been around the real estate industry 20 plus years. And there was a couple high-level mortgage companies, two high-level mortgage companies and one high-level real estate company that I busted my butt to meet them. because I knew that if I could just make that connection, it would change my life. And I felt like I could change theirs too, because I knew we did a quality job with credit repair. Dude, I got blown off at every turn. I just couldn't get past the gatekeeper, so to speak. I mean, I actually had conversations through emails with three of those the top people in those businesses, but I couldn't make it happen. And
Yeah.
at some point in time, you move on. I don't want to be a nuisance, right? But you always in the back of your mind, you got this. Well, was I not good enough? Did I not do it right? What was it? Jordan, when I started doing social media branding, I was at an event before COVID. I walk in, and as I walk in, of course, I'm kind of tuned into these things because that's just who I am. I immediately, on one side of the room, saw one of the guys, and on the other side, I saw the lady. These two people that for 15 years I tried to connect with, right? And there was kind of a weird feeling that went over me. I'm like, I'm not going to approach them because maybe I felt a little bit, I pushed too hard back, whatever it may be. I'm just like, okay, I'm not going there. They both came up to me, both of them. Hey, you're Lendon Wilson, right? You do that radio show, right? I'm like, yeah, yeah. They had no clue that I was the credit repair guy from 10 years ago. But because of the visibility that I had, now we hadn't communicated in any way, but they had seen me, heard me, and now they felt comfortable with me, right?
Sure.
And so that's what I love about partnering with you, because now we can do that for people in Real Producers. We can bring those folks on and let them share their story. Tyler Edwards, we had him on not long ago, and I've known Tyler for a couple of years now, but he shared some really intimate parts of his life on how he got started. And I think that's what makes us real. I think that's what resonates with other people. And I think that we find comfort in that. And when you start to realize, man, these people are just like me. They have the same struggles, they have the same challenges. They find the ways to overcome it, and so then that partnership becomes a lot easier.
Well,
what do you think about that?
Well, that's the beauty of what you do. That's the beauty of what Real Producers does. Like our shows, the Real Producer Show, the different show, if you will, they get people they open up, right? People open up a whole lot more about who they are. Like, when you're talking about to people about what's made the difference in their life, you have to go deep into their past and some of the things that they've had to go through to uncover that, right? And I think, when we look at people who work together, people work together because they know, like, and trust somebody. And if they don't, right, that if you don't know, like, and trust somebody, it's hard to want to work with somebody. And if you can continually be present and be seen in front of people and be open, just like you do in the show, just like our publication shares the stories of the top agent, shares the stories of the businesses. And it's that story that allows people to see, I was just interviewing Jane Clark with Keller Williams and McKinney. Sweet, sweet lady. I'd known Jane for a while, but I got to talk to her for a while, and we're going to do a story on her. And she told me she's from Denmark, and she lived there for a large portion of her life. She speaks 100%. She fluently speaks Danish. And it was just like hearing some of her stories about that. It colors, you see them in a different way. A lot of times we just see people as the top mortgage loan officer and the top real estate agent, but we don't know who they are. And when we hear who they are, we see those people in a different light, and it makes us, start to drop those connotations that we had about someone, that we thought about somebody, but we were just projecting on them because maybe the way they dressed or they looked or what we've heard about them. And the beautiful thing is when you get to get people to open up, like on your show or in our publication, you get to strengthen connections and relationships that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to do.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And I think that we unintentionally, and this is just me studying people for 20 years, being a business development coach. We talk about the differences between being transactional and relational. No one wants to be labeled as being transactional. Now, we all have to have transactions to stay in business, keep the lights on. I mean, that's part of it. And
Mm-hmm.
but I think sometimes, Jordan, we compartmentalize people and what they do rather than who they are,
Yeah.
right? And if we do that, even though we're friendly, being friendly is not being relational. That's just being friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we compartmentalize all these people, and in our mind we've got these different segments of, I've got the title company people over here, and I've got the mortgage people over here. We're missing some valuable opportunity there to take them out of those compartments and humanize them, right? Like you said, get
Mm-hmm.
to know them. And that breaks down the barriers then. And to me, that's what it means to be truly relational, is just to take a minute, even if there's no opportunity to do business, direct business with that person. If I get to know them, there's no telling who they can introduce me to that I can do business with.
Yeah, 100%. Getting in other people's network, right? And you know, one of our partners, whenever we do photo shoots, whether it be for the agent or whether we do it for the partners, I tell them, hey, like, take a photo in a location or that has something that, or you're doing something that when people can look at the photo, they get an idea of who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of our partners, one of my favorite people, we haven't had him on yet. We definitely will. He just had a kid a couple of days ago. His name is Chris Carr with 100% Construction. Amazing human, great friend of mine. And so congratulations on air with for Chris and Danielle on their
Yes.
on their new baby. Middle name's Danger, and so it's going to be a pretty badass kid,
man. That's bold right there.
But Chris, he's got the right mindset when it comes to around, branding and connecting and all these things. And one of his favorite things to do is take an ice bath every single morning. We're talking like, 37-degree ice baths. He sits in for 20 minutes to 45 minutes. Yeah, not my cup of tea either. But so what we did was, he, you'll see for his photo shoot, I don't want to blow it, but the photo is amazing. But so we encapsulate that in a really awesome way, and we're going to have that inside the publication. And Chris said, hey, he goes, there's going to be a couple of agents out there that resonate a lot with with that idea. Maybe some of them do ice baths themselves, right? And that connection point through the personality is potentially going to be something that causes people to connect and end up doing business together, because like attracts like, and people want to work with people that they are similar to, that they get along with. And that's the beautiful thing about real producers is there's so much to go around, and people are looking to make a couple connections with just people that they resonate with. They don't want all 500. Man, give me a handful of people that are awesome contacts that I love working with. They love working with me, and let's grow together.
Man, I think that is so true. Everything you just said. And I work with another business coach, and we've had so many conversations on being able to really identify our own personal core values, who we are, and then be able to identify the people that resonate with that, not try to be all things to all people, because that waters it down. And yes, we may get one or two deals from them over 12 or 24 months, but how much more valuable would it be to find those people we truly deeply connect with, that they want to work with us on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I think we miss the boat sometimes. And and in doing that, you can meet 500 people, right? You can meet 500 agents, but you're looking for those that fit that top tier for you. Not diminishing anyone else. Right. But that's where you feel the most comfortable, and they feel the most comfortable, and then you have synergy and a good flow, and that's when life becomes enjoyable. I mean, you can find a lot of joy in your work and your business and your accomplishments.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I just couldn't agree more. And I want to piggyback on the event side of it again, because again, that's where a lot of face-to-face connections can happen. Maybe they see that person taking an ice bath, you get to meet them at the event. But with our event next week, man, I do want to say, if people haven't been to the truck yard in the Colony, it is awesome. We have the museum reserved, and it is a hilarious room. If you guys haven't been in, there's like custom toilet seats that cover the wall and the ceiling. It's got a hilarious vibe, which is perfect because, man, 2020 kind of was in the dumps all the whole year, and there was a shortage of toilet paper and all that stuff. So it couldn't be a more perfect setting for the end, of 2020. And but I just want to encourage people. We want to be safe at this event as well. So if anyone obviously is feeling sick, they've been in contact with people that have COVID, we encourage those people to, we love that you want to come and hang out with us, but, let's be smart, everyone, and stay home in that scenario. But, those who are feeling good, man, come have a great time and come see the venue. There's going to be great food, great drinks, great people, great conversations. Right. So, just wanted to throw that in a little bit on the event. 'Cause man, I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited. I'm like, we're 1 week away. So.
Hey, I'm trying to do something. I'm completely paying attention to you, but I am trying to do something I've never done before. So I'm gonna try something here. So give me 1 second.
Let's do it, man.
Keep.
You want me to sing? I could sing a song, maybe.
Well, only if you can actually sing, but. Well, I can sing a song, but we're not going to have people want to stay around and watch the show very long.
My mom tells me I can sing, so I mean,
Well, then there you go. That's all.
In the shower, I'm the rock star. Oh yeah, there you go. We have volume on this too. Is that going to work?
You know what? I can't figure out how to get the volume to work.
Oh, it's a great video, though. Yeah, it's a great video, though. Yeah, it's too quiet and a little jittery on my end. But with that being said, if anyone, I was just saying it's a bit jittery and I can't hear it, but I love the idea of getting that on there. But for anyone that hasn't seen it, go to my Facebook page and check it out. It's a cool video. Our people at Flux Media Productions did an awesome job on this video, which is the event promotion video for the event next week. And I was on my longboard, and yeah, it was cool. It was good fun.
Well, that's what I get for trying something right in the middle of a live show. But you know what?
Hey, man, there you go. I'm all for it, man.
If I can figure it out, it's going to be cool, right? So we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, what a video! What a video! And that was really cool. So what you guys do over there at Real Producers is so professional, and that. Obviously you are highlighting the professional people in the real estate industry, but the way you do it with them, it brings, we all benefit from the professionality that Real Producers is doing and how they're presenting everybody that they're associated with. So I commend you guys. I'm figuring all this out, Jordan. If anybody that watches any of my shows, they know that I'm still just an amateur, but I love what I'm doing. And I'm committed to getting better every day. We're adding different features and different things like that. And so one day I'm going to be as good as Real Producers. But right now, I'm chasing y'all.
Hey, we're all growing together, and I love. I mean, we were chatting a little bit before the show. 2020 was an interesting year, but what we can do is how do we make 2021 even better? How do we add more value? How do we connect more people? How do we grow our businesses, right? And collectively do that. And you had some great ideas. I don't know if you want to share those, but I thought they were pretty awesome on some of the different things that you're working on.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We are. I live by what I said before: when growth stops, decay begins. So I am constantly, and I'm not saying I'm perfect at this. I mean, I'm a work in progress, and I beat myself up every day because of what I didn't get done yesterday. But we have some very lofty goals about what we want to do with this, because I see the potential. I see the potential of bringing these people that we're all connected with to bigger audiences and growing bigger audiences. So you're either connecting with professionals or you're connecting with the customer and consumer that you need to grow your business. So one of the things that we're working on, obviously, is getting the radio station created. There's a lot of licensing that goes into that, and as I've shared with everybody, a, well, 18 months ago, I had no clue that I would be doing this. Okay, so this kind of
Hmm.
fell in my lap, and then I had to battle the COVID pandemic scare, and completely readjust on the fly of the direction that I thought we were going. And I feel blessed that I had people around me and could help me with a vision and see where we can adapt. But we're also working on developing the difference into a TV channel.
Hmm.
And basically, that would be on Roku. It would be accessible on Roku, on Amazon Fire, on Apple TV, on Google, on those different type of platforms, along with our own unique app, so that people can follow along and watch videos. They can go back and watch the past real producers, which you can still do now on our social media link on Facebook and YouTube. But those are things that we're doing. We're also going to be adding some new features as far as what we call sponsors and contributors. So if you are a sponsor of The Difference, you're going to get a 15-minute infomercial that we're going to produce for you. That's going to run once every 2 weeks. And then you're also going to be on a roster of contributors. So show hosts like you, Jordan, or Brian Poduska, or Leah Frey, Kendra Strawn. I don't want to miss any of those real producers that also are part of The Difference. They can go into that roster and they can pick people out to be guests on their shows. And so, I'm trying to build a culture within The Difference of true community and giving back and partnering and having that equitable. As I told you before, I want to create a community where we all are business development ambassadors for each other.
Hmm.
And that doesn't take a lot of time. Just have your ears and your eyes open, so that when you hear that person that might be looking for that person that that's perfect for them, you can drop the name. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. That's all we have to do. And there's huge value in that. There's huge value for me to know that I've got 20 people out there, 30 people, 40 people that are mentioning The Difference when they get the opportunity to do it. I'm not asking them for that to be their priority and number one thing they're doing every day, but
Yeah,
occasionally,
but
maybe
when it
once
makes sense, right? Yeah, when it makes
when
sense.
when it makes sense. Yeah, obviously you don't want to drop some conversation that makes things awkward, right? But if they're going, I'm looking for different ways to brand myself or market myself, then people, hey man, if you talk to Lendon at The Difference, or
Yeah.
if you talk to Jordan at Real Producers. So those are different things that we all can do, and I realize the value in that, especially when things like COVID happen and we're locked down. How great is it to have that network of people that, we're all supporting each other and we realize the importance of that. Those
Well,
are
I
things
love.
that I think is important.
Yeah, I love that you're embodying really that whole. You're trying to create a community, or you are creating a community around that giver's gain type mindset, right? There's another book, I think it's written by the Arbinger Institute, called the outward mindset, and it's the idea of focusing on giving, right? How can I help others succeed? And by having that focus, again, you're always, I mean, we have to take care of number one always, right? But how can I help others succeed? How can I help others grow? And in turn, by doing that whole giver's gain concept, man, it comes back. And and again, again, you don't give to gain, but you're giving because you want to help others. You're giving because you want to see others succeed and be a part of that growth with them. And I'm a big believer that comes back. And so creating, it sounds like, that's what you're trying to create, is the giver's gain, that outward mindset that helps everybody, just grow together in a really unique way.
You're right. And, something that I learned probably 15 to 18 years ago, and I know I don't look like I'm that old, but anyway, all this gray,
You're
all
at
this
least
gray,
15?
yeah, all this gray in my beard and hair. Jordan, I had a very successful business, and I was unhappy. and I couldn't figure out why I was just unhappy. I would reach my goals. I worked hard. I was achieving my vision. I was achieving my goal, but there was a disappointment inside of me, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I've had a mentor now, 30 years, and just about daily, I remember things that he has mentioned to me. Sometimes, I've talked to him and he goes, "Oh, I don't even remember saying that." I'm like, well, I remember it and it stuck with me.
Well,
But
impacted
so,
me, yeah.
yeah. So, I'm really struggling with why am I unhappy? I'm helping people. I'm fulfilling what I felt like was my dream. I was accomplishing the monetary goals. For all accounts and purposes, I had a good life. I did have a good life. There was no reason why I should be disappointed, but I was. I just had this deflated, disappointed feeling, on a daily basis, regardless of what happened. And so I took a little bit of time off, and what I decided I was going to do, where I felt like that I was out of control, is my expectations of others. I didn't feel like, and I had to be honest with myself, I didn't feel like I was being served by the people that needed to serve me in the way I wanted. And I'm like, man, well, I can't control what Jordan does for me, but you know what can make me happy? Is what I can do for Jordan. What I can do for Brian Podeska, what I can do for Leah, what I can do for Kendra, what I can do for, Tyler Edwards, for the people that I meet. I can, as you said, we have to do our business right. We have to make our money. But during that day, I can also try to help somebody else, because there's going to be I guarantee you, there's more than one opportunity a day for all of us to help someone else that sometimes didn't even ask for our help. And so I came back and I'm like, all right, I'm going to give this I'm going to put on a different set of glasses, and I'm going to look at the world a little bit differently. And I'm going to go out with the purpose of, I can control how I help someone today, and I'm going to do that. And then whatever else happens, right? Dude, it changed my life. It really did. And I don't mean to be, to undervalue or diminish what I was doing before, but it's just like, when you start thinking of others and what you can do for them equally as what you're trying to do for yourself, but not expect from them. I can only control how I treat others. I can't control how they treat me. I can't control really how they value me or appreciate me. And those were the things that I struggled with. And when I started going, I'm going to be of value to them. If they appreciate it, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. If they refer to me, that's fine. But if I can help them, I'm going to do it. Whether they've sent me a referral in the last 12 or 24 months or not, because you know what that does? It puts me top of mind. And you mentioned that before. When I'm helping other people and they recognize that, oh my God, Lendon sent me a referral, or Lendon mentioned me, or this happened or that, I'm top of mind by default. I don't have to send them an email and say, hey, don't forget me if you have any referrals.
Well, I can
send them an email and say, hey, I got somebody I want to introduce you to.
Right.
Now,
well, I think there's a couple important things you said there, and I think one of them is it's so easy to want to try and control people and what they do, and have these expectations of what they should or shouldn't be doing for you, and that's an art right there, man. To let go of that and reframe your mindset. That's something that I know something I'm even still, we're like you said, we're all growing, but it's something that I've become more aware of too. And how do I let go of that and just focus on myself, but in terms of what I can control? And then the other point of what you said is, what I kind of hear too is, like, you don't really want to succeed alone. That's not fun. Right. That's why. Yeah, that's just there feels emptiness in that, and I think that's an innate thing within us. I think we all want to succeed, but there's going to be a level of unhappiness if you leave a path of destruction on the way. Not that that's what you were doing or anything, but when you're succeeding and it's just for your own personal gain, there's a lack of fulfillment there, and I think when you can change your focus to how can I bring more people along with me. And I mean, that sense of community and connection that you get when you give to somebody, when you make a connection to somebody, when they're not expecting it from you, right? It's one of the few things that we can do to deepen and strengthen a relationship and show someone that you care and have that love, reciprocated. And so I think it's a beautiful thing that you said, man. I couldn't agree more with that.
Well, I appreciate that, and it really is for me. I'm not saying everybody else should feel the same way. I'm just telling my story, like we talked about early in the show, and so I've kind of been committed to that, and that's why I enjoy the difference so much, because it basically is me getting to do that every day, every single day, and I've got some high aspirations on developing the difference. And getting so many other people into our community and helping them get their voice out in front of our audience, continue to grow the audience. I mean, we've grown our audience about over 1,000% in a year, which is kind of good. I mean,
that's amazing
for an amateur. It's
but
it's not like
awesome,
it's not like I'm a social media expert. So
hey, we gotta beat Joe Rogan, man. I've been listening to this podcast a lot lately. I think he only gets like 200 million a month or something. So
ridiculous.
I mean, we're knocking on his door, I'm sure. But that is, in all honesty, that is incredible what he's done. I don't even know how he's,
Jordan, I think what it is, and you're froze up. I hope we don't lose you. If we do, I'll get everything taken care of. But just real quick, Joe Rogan and his show, I think people love it just because it's real. He's the real deal, and he just has those natural conversations, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here with all the professionals. But I think we lost Jordan, everyone. We were about out of time anyway. We're going to go 45 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up for him, and got to start it off. I will wrap it up. But this is Jordan Show, Real Producers, North DFW Real Producers Live. He does this every Thursday at 11 o'clock. And if you guys are in the real estate industry, real estate support industry, and are interested in being a part of Real Producers, just get in touch with Jordan. I'm sure he'd love to have you on his show and talk a little bit about who you are and what you do. But other than that, I think we're going to be done for today, and we will see you guys next week at 11. Have a good week. The Difference is a proud supporter of the following nonprofits. Creek and Timber Legacy, providing outdoor learning, hunting, and firearm therapy for veterans, first responders, and children with serious illness. You can find more info at creekandtimberlegacy.org. And Sharp Shoes. Through local schools and shelters, Sharp Shoes helps provide new shoes for countless needy people and their families. You can find more info